just wasn't picking up the way I thought it would. And I just thought, so what do I do? Like, I just had no idea how to proceed. I was quite lost, very picky with details and somewhat of a perfectionist. I really needed some guidance, someone that's been through it, mentors that have done it before me, to say, okay, this week, you don't have to worry about that. That's not really crucial right now. Your head should be in X, Y, Z. No matter how good your content is to bring people back to a crappy website or to a website that doesn't convert strongly, you lose. We launched ads yesterday, and I feel like ads tell a big story.
Pick one channel, make sure that the website can convert. And there's two components of that. The first is tweak and play around with our offer. That's the data point, chase it.
What would you recommend to really test out how far I can take this product?
So firstly, what we're looking for is, I'm super excited to talk to you today because I think you were like maybe in the first 200 Daily Mentor Academy people, which is really cool because you've had enough time to kind of play around and you've got a super fun business as well that I'm super excited to talk to you about. Run me through what your brand is.
So basically, we're called Haven Labs. We're a pet brand, pet technology brand that's seeking solutions to everyday pet problems.
Yep.
Specifically at the moment around feeding with the latest product, which is the Haven Node.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not an auto feeder. It's an automatic bowl that opens for your pet when they approach and then seals once they leave. So basically, it's to keep their food fresh, to keep smells out of the home, and to stop wet food from drying out and then going into the bin.
That's super cool. How did you come up with the idea?
It was mostly to do with my own pets. I've always wanted to have my own business and my own product, but that specific lane was chosen due to my circumstances. I've got 3 cats, and I was just facing these same issues every day, like they're fussy as. So they'll like go up to the bowl, eat a bit, and then walk away. And I've like just given them a fresh packet of food. And then later on, half an hour later, they'll come back to the bowl, sniff it and say, no, sorry, we want a fresh one.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't understand why. And that was the main issue. So I realized flies were getting attracted to the bowl. And the only solution at the time that I had that wasn't either plasticky or cheap or an auto feeder, which doesn't solve the same problem, was putting a colander over the bowl, which was not good because whenever they'd want to eat, I'd have to go there and take it off myself. And yeah, there was just nothing that solves these issues of being able to make it both for the owner and for the pet. Keep their food fresh, keep money in your wallet. Overall solution.
And you haven't quite launched the product yet. You've done the website. Run me through where you're at.
Yesterday we launched.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a process to get there, but we're there and I'm happy. So when I say we launched, I feel like the website's at where it should be. I don't know if you remember, we had a call on Daily Mentor, a month ago maybe? Yeah. And me being sort of new at this, I was unaware of exactly what a product page should have exactly been like because I hadn't reached that part yet in the modules. And you basically gave me some really good constructive feedback. And I just spent like 2 weeks making a bit of a monster product page, which, extended the launch a bit, but I feel so much more comfortable with that advice and the changes that I've implemented. So yesterday we launched ads for the first time.
Yeah.
So that's what I consider as we launched because without ads,
Yeah. I looked at the product page before I got here. It's way better.
Is it?
It is way better.
That's encouraging.
So what was your kind of decision-making around joining something like Daily Mentor Academy when, you don't even have your revenue yet? You've got your dream, you've got your business, you've got your product even. But yeah, what's the decision-making? What got you across the line?
Well, as a business owner already for a different business, shout out to Net's Kitchen. My time is really valuable to me. And I feel like one thing that I didn't have down pat was e-commerce. I feel like the Annette's Kitchen business that I run is very different in the way that it's delivered. It's not a direct-to-consumer in terms of just clicking a product and sending it off. It's labor-intensive. It's different. So I needed a lot of help with choosing how to spend my time. And I was quite lost to a degree in terms of what to invest my time in. Being very picky with details and somewhat of a perfectionist, I tend to overexert in certain areas, and I really needed some guidance, someone that's been through it, mentors that have done it before me, to say, okay, this week you don't have to worry about that. That's not really crucial right now. Your head should be in X, Y, Z. I feel like anyone that's got a head on their shoulders would benefit so much from just having people that have done it before them, even if they are smart. Smart and experienced, two different things. And I feel like Daily Mentor brings that experience.
I totally agree with that methodology. Just, you don't know what you don't know. Just fast track the knowledge. What's the kind of the main thing that you kind of learnt when you first started in Daily Mentor?
The main thing was giving me an overall direction, to be honest. It was firstly what I was struggling with the most and what had really driven me to be open to something like Daily Mentor was the fact that I was experimenting with organic content, and it's such a niche product, and it's a problem that applies to so many households, but it's not an auto feeder. It's something kind of new in that sense. And it was a lot harder for me to, get into the market with organic sort of content, and it kind of got me frustrated because I was spending heaps of time trying to, create good content.
Were you filming the videos yourself?
Yeah, around the house with my pets. My pets don't cooperate, little divas. Like it's a headache at times, but any founder will do that to try and get some success, right? Try and see signs of life in the market for your product. But it just wasn't picking up the way I thought it would. And I just thought, so what do I do? Like, I don't even have the product yet. Am I going to launch ads? Like, I just had no idea how to proceed. And then when I got onto Daily Mentor, that initial don't worry about content right now. Do you have any flows for email marketing? Do you have any way to capture audiences once they come to your website? As I mentioned before, your website is not finished. Smash that out, make sure that's A1, because no matter how good your content is, you bring people back to a crappy website or to a website that doesn't convert strongly, you lose.
All over it now. Did you see the organic prompt, the AI organic prompt we sent the other day? It gives you content ideas.
Yes, I used it.
Yeah.
Oh, get this. Okay, so I used it and came up with such a good one. A few of them were like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's go to people's apartments and interview their cats. So no, man. No, Claude, I'm not doing that. But there was one that was buy a camera, one of them Insta 360s, and put it around your cat's neck and have the cat approach the bowl. And they're so small, you can put the camera inside the bowl and have the cat approach or the dog approach, and you just get way more immersive content. That could do great organically. Yeah. People love that.
I think that's just really what we're focusing on. It's just you're a beginner, you're a successful business person, you want to get into the world of e-com. Just how can AI just accelerate that just extremely quickly?
So good.
So yeah, working on that. I would love to understand what your next steps are for the business and kind of what your dreams are for, maybe the next year or so. Where do you think you're going to get to?
Well, we launched ads yesterday, and I feel like ads tell a big story. If the creatives are good, I've got 20 creatives in there that I was really happy with. But we'll see. I really want to see first how the product fits into the market, and take it from there. You, as a successful e-com founder, what would you do in the next 30 days, for example, to get your first 100 sales?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think it is a checklist. The first thing that we need to make sure is we've got really good ads, because that's the thing that's going to get to the website, or organic content. As a beginner, just getting started in e-com, you want to pick one channel. It's either paid Facebook or organic, just trying to go viral. Then once we get the person to the website, what we need to do is make sure that the website can convert. And there's two components of that. The first is just making sure it's functional. When I first saw your website, it was just a little bit over-designed. People would have to really think about how to use it. And it didn't explain how great the product was, which it looks really, really cool. So fixing that. Then you've got the offer side of things, where you might see that all you need is a slightly cheaper product compared to the rest of the market, or maybe you need to come with a free bonus internal bowl for them that has antimicrobial properties. You tweak and play around with that offer over time. And all of these three things are kind of happening in unison, and you're just battling it out, right? As a beginner, you're just trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out, this content format where I put this Insta 360 on the cat, it finally works. I got 20,000 views and I got one sale. It's just that's the data point, chase it. Or the offer, I changed it to a buy one, get one free for this. That's a data point, chase it.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of battling this kind of gathering of knowledge. And this is why it's so interesting when we're on group calls with beginners in Daily Mentor. It really is going through those pillars. But the really ironic thing is that I get off a call from Woody, $100 million brand, my CEO, and we're having the same conversations. It's like, okay, sales are down this month, or we're not getting enough sales in this product category. What do we do? The offer. Like, what do we do? Just tons more creatives. So it's kind of like, I think a lot of beginners, maybe in your stage, is just like, this feels really complicated. There's lots of different pillars.
Fundamentals.
It's just the fundamentals, and they're just going to be apparent for your whole life as well. So I would say to get back to your question, it's like focus on those core pillars and lean on the mentors to make sure you have successfully achieved them as well.
For sure.
Yeah. Run me through how you've launched the first Facebook ads for the brand.
So basically, I procured all the UGC myself. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of UGC creators from all around Australia that have tested the product. So I sent them the product and just a lot of raw footage, as well as obviously problem solution style reels and, just great showcases, in my opinion, of the product and how it works and how it fits into different people's lives. So, for example, one of the ads has like a mum whose baby gets into the dog's water bowl all the time, and he crawls over and spills, and it shows how it makes her life easier. And then we've got someone that has a really fussy cat, and the moment she puts out food and the cat grazes, so it eats a bit, walks away, comes back, much like in my cat's case. The cat doesn't want the food anymore, and she's throwing out like $40 of food every month. Mm-hmm. $40 of cat food, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So to just chuck in the bin. And it's mostly because cats want their food super fresh, and dogs who graze tend to do that too. Yeah. Then you've got those dogs that just will smash anything in the bowl, right?
Yeah.
So that's a different use case. But
was it confronting launching your first Facebook ads?
Yeah. Confronting in terms of like...
Was it hard? Did you just not want to do it? Was it technically, did you make lots of mistakes?
Well, I'm bound to see that, but I can say that I followed the guidance of Daily Mentor, again, doing that to create my ad account, which made it a lot easier to have something to refer to.
Yeah.
Obviously, because without that, I would have been a little bit like, oh, do I just click boost? Or, it did help a lot.
Ironically, that's how I started my first business, just boosting posts. Yeah, I got quite lucky with the product. It's funny, I want to put a pin in this conversation that we have, because I reckon, in 6 months or so, we'll be coming back here, and I think that could be some really cool stories that we can actually tell. Probably some scars, some war stories, but I fingers crossed we can get you to a decent amount of sales for it.
Yeah, I've actually got the product here. Do you want to see how it works?
Yeah, show me. So you went to China just to find this product?
Yeah. I was just honestly so over flies on the ads file. I was like, there needs to be a solution to this. At first, they would close way too quickly.
Yeah.
So we adjusted it so that it gives a bit of leeway for the pet to eat. No chance of it closing on his.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great sensor.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Keeps it from ants, flies, and the main thing, my girlfriend's allergic to cats, and after the colander that I was mentioning earlier to cover it from flies, it doesn't solve the smell problem.
Yeah.
And she's allergic to cats. She hates the smell of cat food. It's a whole drama.
Yeah.
This thing keeps the smells inside, and it's super easy to clean out. You just
awesome.
Replace the bowl.
Just the bowl.
A bit raised, so it's good ergonomically for cats. It's whisker wide, so reduces whisker fatigue.
That's really cool. What would be your main question for me at this stage where you're trying to grow?
From a customer acquisition standpoint, what would you be looking out for now that I've launched ads? How much time do you give these ads? What sort of spend would you? Obviously, it's relative, but what would you recommend if budget's not an issue to really test out how far I can take this product?
So firstly, what we're looking for is we're looking at the CPM and how much it costs for impressions. Then we're looking at the click-through rate. So is the ad compelling enough for people to click through? Then we're looking at the cost per add to cart. Are people adding it to cart? Because if they're adding it to cart but they're not purchasing, maybe the shipping options are broken, that kind of stuff. Then we're looking at purchase cost, and does that fit in our margin? So there's a few things that you need to be looking at there the day after you launch, and that can be a little bit confusing for a beginner. The beauty is AI can do it all. You can just simply connect into Facebook now, and you can go, based on my early stage metrics of each of these ads, what looks promising, what doesn't look promising. And I wouldn't probably action anything outside the Daily Mentor coaches, like the recommendation, to be completely honest, out of our structure, like turning off weird ads or creating weird structures that the AI recommends. But it can, it is really good at is explaining what it sees and the analysis behind that. So I'd probably do that.
All Signs have been really good with that, which I'm happy with. CTR has been like really good.
What's the CTR? Can you remember?
It was like 4.5. Cool. It's only been a day.
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty happy with that. Again, it's not enough money to I think the ad accounts only spent like $100.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Well, I will take a look over the ads.
Oh, cool. Appreciate that.
And we'll take a look and make sure that they're dialed.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
We'll see how we go. One question I have is beginners often think of mentorship as a scam. And it's very hard to convince beginners that, you're actually going to deliver on the education that you're promising. Like, what's your advice to a person watching this that thinks it's a scam?
Well, I can say that I've been burnt before too.
Okay.
And I think that's why so many people struggle with committing to education style offers, because they just think, they've experienced that too. People overpromise and underdeliver. In this case, if you are considering Daily Mentor, I found that it paid for itself within the first 2 weeks.
Wow.
And and I'm not saying that just willy-nilly. I'll explain to you why. This product that I'm selling, and it's an incredible product, but it was priced a lot lower because of the fear that I had that it, it's my first product, I just want to sell. I didn't value it for what it actually solves. And within 2 weeks, I was talking to, I think it was Brody, one of the mentors. We're on a call with, of course, some other students as well. And I didn't ask anything about the price. I asked to review my website. And as usual, the mentors take their time. They're reviewing the site. And he saw the price and he was instantly like, look, I can't tell you what to do, but my advice would be, that's way too low. Like you're selling something that's way greater than what you've valued it at.
Mm-hmm.
And the other experts concurred, or the mentors concurred. And then some of the people in the group call were like in the chat saying, like some of the other students in the group chat were saying, the other founders, hey, we totally agree. We would pay way more for this, X, Y, Z. Like within 2 weeks, I feel like I've given my product so much more value and myself so much more return, like awesome. Which is just, like it's justified.
Yeah.
So I think that was like the moment where I was like, man, this is great. Like this is so powerful. If like within 2 weeks I can have such a business shifting decision made and like feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
What's the next year going to bring?
What's the story about you getting burned previously, if you don't mind sharing?
So I was like a lot in audio. I'm a musician. I play lots of instruments. I'm really good with like, FL Studio and a bunch of different audio softwares, like producing softwares. And there was a very connected, I'm not gonna publicly shame him, even though I should.
Yeah.
There was a very connected producer in Miami that works with a lot of reggaeton artists. And like me, I'm Latin culture. I love reggaeton as well. So we were going to work together with some pretty famous artists, and I paid him like a large sum of money so that, he gets lots of my placements into the studio with Metro Boomin and Future and whatnot. And I got a few little placements and things like that. But overall, I spent a lot of money and got a whole lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So in my case, that was, he was meant to be a mentor and really take me under his wing and help me grow in music. And that left a very sour taste in my mouth, and the whole demeanor changed of the person once you've paid him. So I've always been hesitant, really especially with education stuff, because it's like it's traumatic. You do it once, you do it twice, and it sucks. But I must say, just look at the Trustpilot reviews for you guys. You know what I mean? Like you guys are really
those Trustpilot reviews are just coming from us asking after a mentoring call. Like that's it. So literally, a lot of people do some shady stuff there.
For sure. I haven't been pushed to make a review once by any of the mentors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I appreciate the kind words and I appreciate how hard you've worked at this. Let's get you your first sale.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
I love it. I love it. If you like today's episode, make sure you go click the link below and check out Daily Mentor.